Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. My name is Brandi, and today we're going to be getting messages for you all, and this is your sign. So if there's something that you've been asking for, something you've been praying about, something you've been contemplating, these are going to be your signs. This is your yes or no, or whatever information wants to come through to you all today who is drawn to this reading. So we have 3 pile choices for you all to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Medallion card, and that is with Celestite. For pile number 2, we have the Shaman card, and that is with Chrysocolla. And for pile number 3, we have the Hunter, and that is with blue Apatite. Alright, so pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps will be listed in the description box below, and I will see you all at your reading. Hi, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So this is your sign. If there's something that you've been asking about, something you've been hoping your guides would reveal to you, some kind of information, or maybe you have a question, something you've been pondering on making a decision or a choice about, and this is going to be your sign, your messages here. So you were drawn to the Medallion with the Celestite crystal. Celestite helps us connect to the angelic realms. And we have this beautiful medallion in this hand that's reaching up for it. So I feel like there's going to be something that's being offered to you. This could be an epiphany, a realization. This could even be something physically tangible. It kind of reminds me of like a clock. Something about a time. Yeah, something's being offered to you, and it's coming from the angelic realms here. Alright, so let's see what your cards are going to reveal. We have recovery. Ooh, look, we have a key. So you're going to be receiving the key to something, some kind of information, the key to a door, some change, some new beginning. This could be an insight. This could be, we have recovery. So this could be overcoming an illness, overcoming an obstacle, overcoming a hard decision, a fear. Let's see, I mean, it could be overcoming many things. We're going to see what the other cards have to say before we go too deep. We have trickery. Aha. All right. This is somebody who could be manipulative. Maybe there's somebody in your life who has manipulating energy. And this is some key information. Okay, so maybe some key information, a key awareness, understanding, an epiphany of some sort about somebody in your life. Somebody who's deceitful, and they might not be so face-to-face to your face. They may be somebody who seems to be, you know, your friend. They seemed like they had their back, and then when you needed them, they betrayed you. They deceived you. You have forgiveness. The door to my heart opens inward. The door. I move through forgiveness to love. The angels want you to remember that self-forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. You need to approach it exactly as you would approach forgiving someone else, with a lack of ego, a compassionate heart, and a patient and preserving mind. Okay, let's see. So this is about forgiving yourself, recovering an aspect of yourself, maybe that had been trapped in ego. Recovering a version of yourself. Ooh, maybe perhaps some of you may have told yourself a certain story and narrative, and it's not the truth, but it served you at the time, and now there's going to be something that's revealed to you, and it's going to require your love, your open heart to forgive. And I've been on a journey similar to something like this, where in my healing journey, I'm a transpersonal crystal therapy coach, and I help people to do their shadow work, to do inner child healing therapy. I also work with crystals. I do body work, energetic work on people's auras. And in my personal spiritual journey, I had to do a lot of healing work with my self-worth and my self-love, and not being ashamed or afraid to shine my light or to be who I am, and not understanding how my relationships were with other individuals. When I was younger, I loved my family so much. We were raised in a household where we were each other's best friends, and as we got older, I had a certain perspective of our childhood, and my siblings, they all had their own perspectives of childhood, and we each received through our own lens. You know, we all saw our life, our childhood, through our own particular energy, our own vision, our own perspective, let's say. And how I saw things was a lot different than the way that they saw things. And I had a more empathetic heart, more understanding, more forgiveness than they did. And as we got older, I saw where they were still judging my parents for some of their shortcomings, because they couldn't see or understand, you know, their behaviors. And I did. I could see how my parents were raised and understand how they were trying to raise us, and the changes that they made, as well as the things that they inherently passed down, you know, to us that were a little bit trauma based, you know. But I worked on those, and I healed them within myself, so I didn't pass them down to my children. But anyways, like, as we got up older, I recognized where I may be giving too much to relationships and forgiving too quickly without holding people accountable for their behaviors, for their actions, and demanding, I mean, not necessarily but demanding, but expecting reciprocity of respect, you know, and appreciation, and those types of energies, where I would offer my forgiveness to somebody for being completely irrational and aggressive and attacking me, and still trying to be, you know, out of my fear of having an argument, I would try to be understanding and compassionate to them, and understand, well, that's just who they are. They're not a morning person, so you can't approach them in the morning, you know. And instead of having them, you know, respect my feelings, and just because they don't want to be up in the morning doesn't mean they get to talk to me any way they want to, you know. They have to have respect for me if they want a relationship with me. And I learned how I ended up betraying my own feelings and my own heart, out of my love for them and compassion for them. I forgot to have that compassion for myself. I forgot to have that same type of love for myself. And I learned that I deserve respect. I deserve love. I deserve forgiveness as well. I deserve the same type of love that I give to others. And so I feel like your message here is, there may have been something that you may feel regret about, that you talked yourself into doing, and you may be angry about yourself for that betrayal. And here's the thing, like, I used to get upset about myself and go, I wish I said this, or I wish I had done this. But here's the thing, I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't gone through those experiences, you know. And I've learned so much, and now I can be in a place of thankfulness, because I've learned from those people. I learned from those individuals where I was lacking boundaries, where I was lacking self-love and self-care and self-worth. And now I have it, and I'm grateful that I have it, because it took me a while to find it, you know. But I had to go on that journey, you know, and it has made me stronger now. So I feel like you're being offered this beautiful blessing of healing and forgiveness, pile number 1. And this is your sign that now is time for you to forgive, for you to move on, for you to open that door to love, to open your heart, to receive love, to receive this light that's trying to come in to the shadows, that's trying to come into, you know, the areas that made you feel, that hardened you, you know, and it's time for you to soften again. All right, I'm trying to make sure these are on camera for you guys. All right, we have lost and wounded, not feeling enough, missing someone, or left out in the cold. Yeah, I feel for you, pile number 1. I definitely resonate with your energy, with your heart right now. And I'm just going to tell you, it's going to be okay. You're going to come to this place where you're like, wow, I wish I'd have done this sooner. Because when we start doing this shadow work, when we start going within, and it's a sacred journey, you know, of self-discovery. We learn to empower ourselves. We learn to stand strong. We learn to have a stronger sense of authority and empowerment. And there's no going back from there. You learn so much about yourself, and you learn so much about the world. You learn so much through relationships, and they're always teaching. We're always learning. We're always growing. We're always expanding. And now is the time for you to open that door and to go within and bring your love to those parts of yourself that feel lost or betrayed or abandoned and alone or not good enough. We have freedom. Nice. Take a leap of faith. Breaking free. A new cycle. Fast change. A new direction. Woohoo! That's excellent. Freeing yourself from this past. Okay? This is a door of opportunity that's coming, that's being handed to you. Your freedom from this situation. Your freedom from this pain. From this mind trap, this loop, this pattern. Because you may find that you have several relationships like this, because I did. And then when I realized that there was, you know, my circle got smaller, which shows you who is authentic, who is true, who is somebody whose actions align with their words, you know, and who truly cares about the relationship. And you'll find out who has just been lying to your face this whole time, and who's only just there to, you know, for the benefits. They're not there for you when things get hard, or when you're struggling, or when you have doubt. You know, they almost kind of like feed it, or they enjoy that you don't feel secure. You know, it shows you a lot about relationships, and a lot about people, and a lot about yourself. We have always prepared with the little squirrel. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future, and life will give you all that you need. So the squirrels, you know, they're always preparing for winter. They're always, you know, they're hoarding the nuts through the harvest season. When are the acorns coming in? I mean, I would say after their children are born is probably when they do that, is when they start preparing. So starting to prepare for the winter, to hibernate, to go within. Squirrel energy, you know, and they're very busy. They tuck things away for later, for a rainy day. And I feel like there's something that has been hidden from you that will be coming to the surface. Something that's going to be illuminated. And it's going to help you free yourself, though, from feeling trapped or stuck. Or, you know, alone even. Yep, you're being prepared to go on a journey of self-discovery. You're going to be recovering parts of yourself perhaps that you have tucked away, that you've hidden from others because you didn't feel safe around those people. Yeah. And you're also being asked to make a plan for the future, because you will have learned from this mistake, and you will have you'll need to put boundaries in place that protect you from having people, you know, take advantage of you in the future. How do we prevent this again? How do we set healthy boundaries? How do we have higher standards? By learning to love ourselves more, by learning to have more self-love, self-worth. I am worthy of somebody treating me with respect. I am worthy of somebody giving the same type of love that I give freely to others. I deserve people who, when I tell them that hurts my feelings, they understand and they validate them, and they don't try to gaslight me or yell at me or blame me for how I feel. They understand, you know, where my pain comes from, and they don't want to inflict more pain. You know, they understand and they change, and they help you overcome whatever it is. If it's a trigger from the past, you know, they understand why that hurts you, and they don't want to hurt you. So, you know, open, honest communication and understanding and compassion. It's not allowing you to be a victim in any kind of way or anything like that, or, you know, somebody who's always a whiner or a complainer or a crybaby, and, you know, telling others that you have to just listen to it and validate it. It's not any of those. I know y'all, not saying that's who any of y'all are, but it's understanding the difference in somebody who actually has a need or a hurt, and where it comes from, and people who can be vulnerable enough to come to you and have those kind of conversations. That takes strength to be vulnerable. You know, it takes courage. It takes love, because you care about that person enough to say, hey, like, this is hurting me, and it's coming from you, and I'm not sure if you are aware how this makes me feel when you do this, or when you say this, or you treat me like this. And so I'm bringing it to your awareness, to your attention, to see if it's, one, if it's even on purpose, two, if they're aware of it, and three, so that they can correct the behavior, you know, and see how they handle your heart. Do they just don't care? Do they yell at you and say, well, you did this and you did this, you know, or and they try to be defensive instead of just coming from a place of understanding and acknowledging. I mean, it's not easy to hear somebody tell you that you hurt them. Of course not. But because none of us really want to truly go out there to hurt somebody, although there are people who are out there, and that's what you're trying to discern, is who is an ally and who is somebody who doesn't have the best intentions. They just are using me, and they like what I can give to them, versus they don't really want to pour into my cup. They really don't want a relationship with me. They just want to take from me. And it's discerning between the two, so that you don't have to tolerate, so that you're not blaming yourself or guilting yourself if you say no to these people. If you start setting healthy boundaries and saying, I got to limit my time around these individuals, because they just want me to say yes all the time, and to cater to their needs, and they have no regards for mine. No. That's having a higher standard, having higher worth for yourself, and understanding your worth and your value. And you have worth and you have value. And we assess it. We assign our value and our worth. We do, not anybody else. We always look to others for approval instead of looking to our own self, looking to our own heart. We look to everybody else to show us. And a lot of people are living in their own world. They're living out their own pain. Some people are very unaware and unconscious. They don't even know their own feelings and their own emotions, and they just are very projective. So why would we care what strangers think? You know, why would we want strangers' approval? Why would we want somebody's approval who is a jerk and manipulative? Why do we want their approval? You know what that looks like. You know what it feels like. Don't feel good, and you want more of that. You know, like, question yourself. Ask yourself, why? What for? You know, It's not easy. I've done it. I'm not judging you in any way. I've had to do this myself, and I completely understand where you're at, pile number 1. All right, you have, what is this? The pronghorn with action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Beautiful. There we go. Take action. Set those healthy boundaries. Tune into your intuition. Free yourself from any of these patterns of being, drawn to people who just want to take advantage of you or who manipulate you. It's time to move on and to be confident about moving on from these relationships. You have fear. Let go of the fear. Time to step into this new beginning. Yeah. New beginnings, new cycle, new you, new way of relating and connecting to people. We have balance. Yep. Look for those relationships that make you feel safe, that make you feel seen, that pour into your cup the way that you pour into their cup. They when you're around them, they energize you, right? They make you expand, they make you glow, they make you light up. Those are the people that you want to gravitate towards. Anybody in your energy, in your environment, in your circle who makes you contract, that makes you, it's repelling, you don't feel safe around these individuals. They bring up those energies of, shame or guilt. They try to guilt you into things, or they project things on you. They try to manipulate you, or they want to try and control you, you know what I mean? They want you to bend to their will or do things that make them feel good, but they don't really care about your feelings. You'll notice the difference between their energies. Notice the difference between the ones that feel good and the ones that don't feel good. And when you start to feel yourself tense up and contract and pull in and withdraw, those are your signs to limit your time with these individuals, because they just want to take and siphon your energy. They just want what they can get out of you. They're not there to put in the work and to have the healthy relationship at all. We have anger. Yeah. And this is what, anger is not a bad emotion, okay? Anger is there to teach us where we need to put boundaries in place. When somebody invokes anger in us, it is because they have disrespected us, right? They've crossed the line. They've crossed the boundary. And so the emotion that comes up is anger, because anger is there to say, okay, this isn't somebody who cares about how you feel. They disrespect you. They are telling you that you don't matter, you don't care. And so, think of like, in the animal world, when like a mother cub has a baby and the predator is coming, and she jumps up and, she's showing her teeth and she's like, very aggressive, right? She's pretty much saying, these are my children, back off, you know what I mean? I'm going to F you up. That anger is there, right? She's very passionate about it. She's protective over her young. And that's what anger invokes in us. It is there to say, I don't feel safe. You don't make me feel safe. You disrespect me. You betray me. You hurt me. And it teaches us to set those healthy boundaries and to draw a line and to say no and to be confident saying no, to be secure saying no, and not to feel guilty about it. We have frustration, yeah. Trying to be something you're not, to please others, to keep the peace. And it's not, and that's the thing, like, you're keeping peace for who? For them? Because really inside, you're angry, you're mad, you're frustrated. You don't feel happy, you feel alone, you feel abandoned, you don't feel like you're good enough because they're not seeing you. They're, and here's the thing, is they're fooling you, they're tricking you. They're making you feel this way, but truly it's their own fear, it's their own anger. because you have a light within you. There's something within you that irritates them because they don't have it, you know? And it's their own anger with themselves, with life, that gets projected onto you. And you're saying, sure, I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take your anger. I'll take your judgment. I'll take your fears. I'll take your disapproval, and I'll claim it as mine. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not lovable because this person doesn't see the love that I offer them, doesn't see the forgiveness that I give them for their behavior, and I overlook, you know, their toxicity, and because I have compassion and I understand, but they don't see that. They just keep, you know, projecting me, manipulating me, treating me, you know, like crap. And it is because you have set the bar that low. You've said, I'm only worthy of this. And that is why now, in order to, you're being gifted this awareness, this perspective from the angelic realm to free yourself from these types of relationships, to forgive yourself for saying that this is all I deserve, for not raising the bar. And this is your sign today to walk away, to free yourself, to recover, you know, the parts of yourself that have been hiding, that have been waiting for you, that have been preparing you for this moment. Everything that you've been through, all these people, they've all been there to teach you to love yourself, to pour into your own cup, to raise the bar, to set better standards for yourself, to stop overlooking those red flags, to say, no, you know, it's one thing for people to make a mistake, but to continually do things over and over again, and, you know, say I'm sorry one moment, and then they turn around and do it again, or they do something different, you know, or they use your words against you, and they hold you to such a standard that they don't hold themselves, you know, and that's what you need to be shifting is your standard, your level of standards here. All right, I'm going to get you some final cards to close out your reading, pile number 1. But yeah, this message is clearly telling you that you're being gifted an opportunity, the key to a higher awareness, the key to your heart, the key to your freedom, how to free yourself from these experiences, from these relationships, from this toxicity, from this trickery, how to overcome your fear, and your frustration, trying to make something work that's just, it's not going to work, you know. Two different people, two different shapes, two different ideals. All right, pile number 1, could we get some closing messages? All right, we have breakthrough. How many beautiful heartfelt wishes have been crushed by fear? How many times has society's voice of disapproval cast a shadow on your dreams? It's time to break free of these false beliefs and realize your dreams. Allow your heart to guide you. Trust your inner guidance. The time is right. All right, pile number 1. You're about to have a major breakthrough. That's what's coming in, a big epiphany that's going to help you overcome these illusions, these belief systems, these false beliefs about yourself. All right, and we have a prayer for you. Okay, this is something, I think there's like 3 of these prayer cards in this deck, and this is a prayer for you to say to the angelic realm here. And it says, Dear guardian angel, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me to see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me to let go of the fear that I project on my future. Help me to live fully within each precise moment. Help me to live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize, help me to realize and fulfill my potential. Thank you. That's a beautiful prayer. Okay, this is about forgiving yourself, forgiving others, letting go of any guilt or shame or regret that you have about these situations. And I understand those feelings very much so, pile number one. And that's the thing, is forgiving yourself for not, doing it sooner, for allowing yourself to be treated so poorly for so long. And it's because you lack that love for yourself, and it's so heartbreaking to go through and to realize that it is you who have been allowing it to happen, because we have the power and we have the control. And we say who is allowed, and who we believe is worthy of us. And the truth is, you have to put yourself on that throne and to say who is worthy of me, who is worthy of my beautiful heart, because I deserve somebody who sees, the delicate, kind, hard-working, empathetic, constantly giving, to others. I deserve somebody who appreciates that. And you do. We do. We all do. And expecting more from people, and not to give them all these lame-ass excuses all the time. Because, I'm pretty sure you've gone through some things yourself, and you're not going around treating people that way, are you? No. So, why is it okay for them to do it? And if anybody doesn't want to change, and they don't want to grow, and they just want to remain in their victim place, then let them. It doesn't mean you don't love them or have care for them. You can love them at a distance. Have love for them at a distance. But I don't need you in my life right now. Okay, we have dreams. This is a wondrous time of healing and positive transformation. Embrace life each moment and keep focused on your dreams. Retain the purity of your vision and you will draw success to you. All you ever wished for, even that which seemed a distant dream, is about to manifest. Beautiful. Focus on your dreams. Focus on what you wanted to create. How did you see yourself? How did you see your life unfolding, And then bring that to your focus. Time to focus on you now. Time for you to receive what's meant to be yours. As you clear and as you let go of these energies, you open up space for something new to come in, for a new beginning, for new tools, for new experiences, for new people, ones that match your new level of love, your new level of worthiness, your new level of awareness, your energies, because you're cutting the cords to these lower vibrational, people and experiences, because you will have overcome and learned from them. And it frees you up. It frees up space within your energetic field so that more blessings can come in. People who acknowledge that growth, people who match your growth, they will start coming into your reality. Ooh. All right. And the last card, last message says invitation. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us anytime. Share with us your fears and your concerns, as well as your joys and pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you since before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. Beautiful. So your guides, the angels, are asking you, especially your guardian angels, to connect to them, to invite them into your heart, to help you see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective, to help you forgive yourself, to forgive others, to free yourself from these experiences, or to even awaken you to where you may be allowing these energies to exist, or where you're not loving yourself or seeing your worth and seeing your light, okay? All right, pile number one, these were your messages. I'm sending you all the biggest hug and so much love. Big heart hugs to you guys. Thank you all for being here on my channel. Please like and subscribe, comment below if this reading resonated with you, or just let me know that pile number one was your reading. I'm sending y'all lots of love again. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 2. So this is your sign. If you've been asking a question, contemplating something, looking for support, speaking to your guides, this is your sign here. Answer to those questions that you've been seeking. So you were drawn to the Shaman card. And the Shaman card is about healing patterns, healing cycles. And we have this hand that's coming down, reaching down from heaven, from the higher realms and this could be you, actually, you descending onto the physical plane to heal some ancestral wounds, some ancestral patterns, and to bring light, to bring your love, your awareness, your perspective into those areas, to bring the change, to bring the healing. And we have this diamond, to see things with clarity. So there's something that you're going to be seeing very, very clearly. A pattern, that's right. A pattern is going to be revealed to you, pile number 2. Okay, let's see what your other cards have to say. You have bittersweet. Okay. Bittersweet. We have guilt. Okay, so here we have 2 individuals. One is trying to, it feels like, are you somebody who works a lot? And I'm not sure if you have, or maybe your parents worked a lot and you felt alone a lot of the time or left out in some kind of way. I'm definitely feeling something about the mother, some kind of mothering energy, feminine energy, which is wild because I thought that message came through with the Chrysocolla. This is about the divine feminine here. I feel like you're here to help heal the feminine wound. Maybe your mother wasn't very attentive, not very nurturing. Very much involved in her own world or working a lot in her own duties. And maybe you didn't feel very acknowledged, very seen. Let me see what else comes through. We have forgiveness. This came out in pile number 1. The door to my heart opens inward. I move through forgiveness to love. The angels want you to remember that self-forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. You need to approach it exactly as you would approach forgiving someone else, with a lack of ego, a compassionate heart, and a patient and persevering mind. Some of you could be the parent who worked a lot and feel like you missed out on a lot of your kids' childhood. Maybe they were home a lot, by themselves a lot of time. But it can also be those of you who had, an absent parent. And this is about forgiving. Maybe you were very judgmental, very harsh on the situation, or harsh on them. I'm not sure. We'll see what the other cards have to say. But we have the card of forgiveness and not feeling guilty. Yeah, I feel like when you look back, there may be a sense of guilt on something. So something that you may feel guilty for that requires your forgiveness. So let's see what else we have. We have obstacles. Obstacles are now falling away easily. The angels remind you that you're a highly capable person and there is nothing that you can't overcome and achieve when you set your mind to it. The obstacles that you have faced are lessons which have taught you about your own strength and resilience. Okay. So I feel like, your heart's going to be opening up to allow forgiveness in. Forgiving whatever guilt. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely something connected to childhood, to mothering energy, whether it's yours or your own. But I don't know, I'm feeling like more like your personal childhood and what you experienced. We have transform. All things in life change, and I adapt willingly and easily. The angels want you to know that you are now coming full circle. You are ready to move on to the next stage of your life, but that doesn't mean you have to forget the past completely. All of the experiences that have led you up to this point have equipped you with the tools to move forward. Yeah, I feel like you're wanting to have peace, make peace with the past, letting go of guilt, forgiving yourself from something. Something is about to change, and it's time for change, and it's time to let go of the guilt. It's time to move on. It's time to forgive yourself or forgive any others that you may be holding to a certain infliction that may have been caused to you or them, actually. Alright, so yeah, it's time to move forward. We have thoughts and feelings trapped, overthinking in your head, worries and fears. Yeah. I feel like you hold on to a lot of guilt, a lot of perhaps resentment. You worry a lot, worry about the future a lot. Let me see what else we have. Illusions and confusions. Yeah, that's the fear there. Not seeing clearly. Escapism, addictions, and fantasy. Okay. So something that you're going to see things with clarity. This is the breaking through the illusion, stepping out of the fearful mind and coming into your heart space to transform these feelings of guilt, to transform the fear, the things that are holding you back, things from your past, things from your childhood. Yeah, the message is coming through now. You're going to be receiving more insight, more tools to guide you to move forward, to help you to overcome these obstacles. Pile number 2. The time is now for you to heal these wounds, these childhood wounds. We have Saturn. These are the karmic lessons, the pattern, the structure, the programming, the childhood programming. We're feeling left out, feeling unloved, feeling like you're stuck in this cycle. Perhaps even in relationships with others, you may be seeing this repeating. Very similar to pile number 1. If you felt called to number 1, there may be messages in there for you as well. We have passion. Okay, we have confidence. There may be somebody in your life, pile number 1, that you may be contemplating starting a life with, but you may be afraid of the past, coming back to bite you or repeating itself. This could be what's holding you back from stepping into this relationship, into partnership. We have learning karmic lessons and maturity here. I feel like, the emotional body, maturing the emotional body so that the pain of the past, the thoughts of the past, the illusions of the past, they're not coming forward into this new relationship, into this new beginning that you're meant to step onto. Healing this pattern, overcoming this pattern, transforming this pattern. So there's something that you need to forgive and let go of. Something with the past, something with the feminine energy here. Maybe there was loss at some point. A loss of connection. Yeah, we have this mother who has the halo on the head. Perhaps you're this individual, whether it's a grandma, whether it's a mother, she may have passed away. And so there's a lot of regret, a lot of guilt on your heart. Things that you didn't say, things that you wanted to express, things that you didn't get to say. And this is something that's preventing you from moving on, from moving forward. This is the pattern. This is what's restricting you and holding you back, is this here. And the way to move forward is to have forgiveness in your heart, forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for, you know, her, and understanding that everything happens for a reason. And you've learned so much from this experience. It's taught you about your own strength. It's taught you about your own resilience, how to love, what love looks like, what showing up looks like, what being present looks like, and what it doesn't, right? And how to discern between the two. And I definitely feel like you're ready to move on from this experience, and the time is now. This is your sign that it's time to heal. It's time to forgive. It's time to let go, so that you can step onto this new path where you feel more confident about yourself, where you feel more confident in your relationship, the relationship you have with yourself or with this individual even. Your consciousness, okay? This is becoming more aware, seeing things more clearly, letting go of the illusion, because there's something that you're not seeing clearly. There's something that okay, I'm having another message come through. If there's somebody, if this isn't, you know, necessarily a mother or whatever, this could be an individual who's in your life that you try to do things for, and they don't see your work, they don't see your effort, and they don't match your effort. And this is a pattern for you that needs healing. We have love, beautiful, beautiful. And we have sadness, okay. This is going to help you heal, okay? Open your heart and to face what it is that makes you sad. When we cry, when we express that emotion that we've been holding on to, that is what allows us to heal. That is the letting go. Is the crying. This is how we move on. We grieve for what was. We grieve for what could have been. We grieve for the person who taught us those lessons, because they had to be a bad guy in our eyes, you know, so that we would learn to love ourselves more. And we forgive ourselves for putting ourselves in that type of situation to learn those hard lessons. You know, everything can be seen from a different perspective, and looking at things through the eyes of your heart instead of through the illusions of a fearful mind. You know, look through your heart at the situation. Look at the individual through your heart. Look at yourself through your heart and see things from the higher perspective. And this will help to illuminate where you've been stuck, so that you can free yourself from holding on to what needs to be released and let go, okay? And if it's, yeah. this was somebody, because I have a man and a woman here, a relationship, like I was saying, it's time to move on. You don't need to be in a relationship that's not balanced, you know, that is just manipulating you. Oh, we have the cat with independent. You're a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. I feel like your advice is to become more independent and not to lean on individuals for your own worth, for your own love, for your own validation, for your healing. I feel like with this passion card, this has to do with your root chakra, you know, and it's our family, our sense of self, our physical body, our vitality, our energy. Yeah, okay. So when you release this, when you trust yourself to let go, to forgive, to transform, and to overcome, you will ignite something within yourself, within your heart, that brings a new passion, that brings a new awareness, that brings more, it makes you more conscious, I'll say. It makes you more aware of where you may have, you know, held on too long to a certain situation or a certain belief. And it's time for you to let go and to be brave and to be more independent, pile number 2. And this is your sign that says it's time to let go, it's time to walk away, it's time to forgive, it's time to step out, time to do something different. And to release, you know, it is going to be bittersweet. There may not be, you know, hate in your heart or anger, but it is definitely time to release and to move on, to move forward. Okay. All right, I'm going to get you a couple of guardian angel cards to close out your reading. Pile. Ooh. Okay. So we have peace, calm your thoughts, and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movement of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding in greater spheres of love. Relax and don't worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. Beautiful. I love that. We have compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self-criticism and the fear that has you believing that you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel that you are when you love and honor yourself just as you are. Beautiful. Okay. So it's time for you to make peace with what is inside your heart, okay? To cry, to let go, to allow yourself to grieve, to process the grief, to validate those feelings, you know, and to allow them to be your truth. This is my experience. This is what I felt. This is what I experienced. It has made me who I am today. And because of that, I will become more strong. I will become more confident. I will become more aware, more conscious about love and what it looks like, what partnership looks like, what showing up for someone looks like. Not what somebody tells me they are, but it's their actions that I will be watching. You know, it's their actions, not just their words. And you will have overcome this and validate what you have overcome. Okay? Ooh. We have blessings. Love, light, blessings through this card. You are being showered with angelic light. Accept the blessings about to come your way, and know that you deserve to be and have all of your heart's desires. You are being lovingly guided along a golden path, a magical journey through which you shall discover your true essence, the infinite and eternal you. Congratulations. So blessings of love and light are coming into your world, because you are going to be healing. Pile number 2, this is the shaman, the healer. You are here to heal. You bring the energy of healing. And this is your sign that now is the time for you to heal. Ooh, that card just flew on the ground. Alright, what else do we have? Your final card says breakthrough. Nice. How many beautiful heartfelt wishes have been crushed by fear? How many times has society's voice of disapproval cast a shadow on your dreams? It's time to break free of these false beliefs and realize your dreams. Allow your heart to guide you. Trust your inner guidance. The time is right. All right, you guys. So you're being asked to follow your heart. Trust your heart. Let love guide you. The time is now for you to focus on your healing, to open the door to something new, to let go of the past that you've been holding on to, that you've been trapped in this cycle. And now is the time for you to open up, to release, to move on. And when you do so, when you allow this to be released, it will open this door for new blessings to come in, for new love to come in, new insight, more clarity, more understanding. Yeah. Okay. All right, pile number 2. This was your reading. These are your signs. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you all for being here with me in the temple today. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that pile number 2 was your reading. I'd love to have you all back here in the temple with me again. And wishing y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Pile number 3. So this is your sign. And you were drawn to the Hunter card, which is beautiful because the horse is running to the light. And the Hunter talks about hunting down your fears, facing your fears, and being brave, conquering those fears. And see how the light is shining on the horse? I love this because we are in the year of the fire horse. So I thought it was pretty wild and synchronistic that this card came through. Something about the truth, something manifesting, I heard coming through with the blue apatite. This is a stone of manifestation. All right, let's see. We have expansion. Nice. You are expanding, and we have the throat chakra here, your truth, expanding your energy. We have growth, good. Heart chakra and enlightenment. Wow, pile number 3. This is your sign that you are growing, that you are expanding. Your light is growing, your light's expanding. You are becoming more enlightened, more aware, because you have been facing your fears. You've been going into the darkness and shining your light on those shadows. So this is your sign. Oh, okay, yeah, this is your sign to go into the darkness and to expand, to shine your light, to awaken and to enlighten yourself. To heal your roots, to heal your foundation. Okay, so let's see if this is current or if this is what you're being told to do. I feel like you've been actively hunting your fears down and facing your shadows. which is what's bringing in this growth, this alignment, this expansion. We have abundance. Nice. Abundance is my essence, my foundation, and my being. The angels are telling you that you already possess the power to have everything you've ever dreamed of and more. When you cultivate true joy, love, peace, passion, purpose, and freedom inside of yourself, you'll see these things reflected back to you in your outside world. Ooh, this is amazing. Pile number 3, this is my reading. I am claiming this as well. So you have actively hunted down your fears, faced your fears, overcome, and you've reached this level of enlightenment, of growth and expansion. You have, your life is about to be blessed. You're about to be very abundant and in so many ways, and abundance isn't just financially. It is part of abundance, yes, but abundance comes in so many different forms. This can be happiness, bliss, joy, experience, spiritual connection, friendships, love. Did I say health? It's all those aspects of being just an abundant life where you just acknowledge the beauty and the gifts that are around us every day. And I feel like you do. And because of that, you have achieved this level of enlightenment. And such a level of growth and expansion here that everywhere you go, like, you are transforming shadows. Your light is very bright. Yeah. We have distance and time out, retreat. All right, yes. Right now you're just being asked to rest, to distance yourself from anybody who may try to distract you from your sovereignty here. Yeah, some of you yeah, just distance yourself from people right now, especially anybody who has, low energy. We have spring coming through with planting seeds, plans. Okay. Yeah, you're in a stage of preparing right now, of preparation. We have these roots here, and that's what was really speaking to me. There's things that are taking place below the surface that you might not see, and you might see them around springtime with the spring card coming out. So right now, you're in a place of planning and preparing. The soil is being prepared for this growth to take place. For something to do with springtime. There's going to be a big expansion. You're going to be doing a lot of work. All right, we have the moon. Okay, yeah. Nurturing these seeds, nurturing your intuition. Things taking place on the subtle fields, the subtle planes right now. Things that you can't see. Something about mystery here. Yeah, there's things that are taking place behind the scenes that you can't see, things that are growing and expanding, that are going to be materializing in the physical world soon. Something's about to manifest for you, and this is your sign. Yay! All right, we have caution, again, slowing down your energy, not rushing ahead. I feel like you've already done the work now, and now it's time for you to pull back, to rest. We have pain. We have movement. Okay, good. Nice. We're moving from things that were painful, things that were, in the shadows, things that may have been very hard, very tough. You're coming into a place of enlightenment here. I mean, look at the sun coming through, success. We have these 3 mountains. I'm actually getting pyramids here, the pyramid of success. You have reached the peak of this mountain with your determination. Yeah, and this success, the abundance, this enlightenment. Look at the yellow here. Good job. Pile number 3. We have trust and surrender. Okay, nice. So things are moving forward for you, and you're being asked to surrender and trust, allowing things to align, allowing them to materialize. Look at this. See how we have the something that started out in the spiritual realm is now gaining momentum. It's gaining gravity, gaining density, and materializing here in the physical realm. Something that's near and dear to your heart here. That's beautiful. Ooh, I'm so excited for you guys. For us, we have adventure with the orca whale. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. I love that you have the whale coming through, and the whale represents, ancient wisdom, emotional wisdom. I feel like you're a very wise soul. Pile number 3. Yeah, you're going to be experiencing something new, big growth, big expansions, lots of awareness and insights coming in. Some of you are going to be traveling. Maybe you've been wanting to travel. You've been manifesting travel. Saying you are stronger than you know. Pile number 3. And we have personal choice. Ooh, this is wild card. All right, it says close your eyes. And what animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace those qualities. And what I love about this card is saying that you can tap into many resources, many energies, because you're at such a level of expansion and enlightenment that the choice is yours. The choice is yours, what you want to create, what you manifest. And that's why you're being asked and guided to take this time out to focus on what it is you want to create, your vision, your dream. What are the seeds that you're planting for the future of tomorrow? And trust and allow them to manifest for you. Allow the work to take place. Allow the higher realms to bring it into fruition for you. Pile number 3. Ooh, I'm so excited for you guys. What a beautiful sign. All right, so I'm going to get you some final messages from your guardian angels. We have an invitation. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us anytime. Share with us your fears and your concerns, as well as your joys and your pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we know you. We've known you since before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. All right, your angels, your guardian angels want you to connect to them. While you're taking this time out to connect to yourself, I feel like you're being asked to meditate more, to go within, to listen to any guidance that you may be receiving. Follow your intuition. Do that again. Here we go. All right, we have positive outcome. At this very moment, you are sowing the seeds of your heart through your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes. Woo woo. Whether through love, fear, or indifference, you are always creating something. So remember to keep your thoughts, your beliefs, and your attitudes positive, and you will create a positive outcome. Woohoo! Okay, you guys, so stay focused on happy, good thoughts. Remember to keep your energies on the positive spectrum. Make sure that you're spacing yourself away from any of these lower energies so that you can stay sovereign in this higher vibration, so that you can manifest these seeds of growth, okay? All right, your final card is affirmation. Be aware of your language and thoughts. The most powerful statement you can ever make, think, or feel is thank you. Be grateful for all the blessings in your life as we acknowledge the divine order of life. The universe responds with ever greater blessings. You are a powerful creator. All you say and think resonates through the heart of creation, and creation responds accordingly. Woo! Wow. You're a strong manifester, pile number 3. That's what I'm getting from here. And that's why you're being asked to focus on the positivity here. Because your language, your thoughts, the words that you speak is manifesting quickly for you. So that's why it's very imperative that you stay focused and sovereign in your higher vibration, so that you can create, so that you can nurture these seeds of growth and expansion. Woo. And something with spring here, so you may be seeing the growth of these intentions, of these thought seeds manifesting here in the physical realm, because there's this card here. I'm going to read it again. Abundance is my essence, my foundation, and my being. The angels are telling you that you already possess the power to have everything you've ever dreamed of and more. When you cultivate true joy, love, peace, passion, purpose, and freedom inside of yourself, you'll see these things reflected back to you in your outer world. Okay? That's your card right there. All right, pile number 3, this was your sign. Thank you all so much for being in the temple with me today. Please like and subscribe. Comment below if this reading resonated with you, or if you feel like sharing your story. I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, I'm sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.